Hello, everyone. This is me doing just a little quick vlog talking about a couple of things. First off, this is the first thing I'm going to cover is EA got nominated for, being the worst company 2 years in a row, but they said they were going to take steps to, changing the way people see them. I think at the start of this year they did something really good, and that was revoking their claims on various people's YouTube videos. Throw out a few examples myself. Every claim that was on one of my videos by them was released. Granted, they waited the 30 days to actually release it, but they still released it all the same. Angry Joe, EA released their claims on him, and I've had a few other people that I've seen have had EA release their claims on them. So, off the top of the bat, a special thank you to EA. This is something that you did really well. This is going to give you some positive PR. Keep doing stuff like this and start cranking out some games of good quality, and you won't have to worry about getting worst company. I think Google's probably going to be a good, strong contender for that one. So thank you, EA, and keep up the good work on your end of that. It's no secret that January is when all like just the crap of the crap fest come out in terms of movies. Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, it was bad. Okay, it was bad. Not as bad as 4, not nearly as bad as 4, but it was still pretty bad. Now, on the other hand, I was entertained by it for how absurd it was and just how silly this thing is. So, off the bat, spoiler warnings for this and another movie I'm going to cover of a similar genre. The Marked Ones is basically a separate story. Well, it ties into the other ones, but it's its own kind of story about its own set of people. It basically goes into it contradicts the original story, really. It's supposed to be that the firstborn son or the firstborn child or something like that gets marked by a demon or whatever, and they are, I guess, bound to be possessed, which contradicts that it was a witch that made a deal with the devil that got her kids marked. So what? I was confused by this, and so this guy gets these superpowers. So it's almost like what was that movie? The one with the three guys who get the superpowers. Well, I forgot the name of that movie. It's basically like that. I was like, oh, please don't go this forever. Please don't keep this up that long. Thankfully, the movie doesn't do that because the guy quickly descends into insanity and he starts just attacking people that he cares about, and they're trying to help him, but he's losing his sanity. He's slowly losing his soul to whatever demon's taking him over. And there were some pretty cool scenes in this. To name a few, one was when this guy goes into the basement. The guy that gets possessed goes into the basement, and he's looking around. He finds these two little girls, and they just look creepy as hell. Their eyes are blacked out and everything. I was like, oh, wow, that's actually kind of creepy. He runs out, and some of you might disagree with this next one, but he looks around. He's like, hello, 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 and then you're waiting for it. You hear something moving in the background. There's like these like little plastic covers that are being shuffled about, and you see a shadow moving. What got me is I expected somebody to like show up. Basically, like I expect somebody to just open the curtains and be like, "Raw!" No, this guy comes charging at the screen, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Wasn't expecting that. So that kind of creeped me out a bit. But one that really stood out to me was they are performing this kind of exorcism, and he just disappears for a split second. You see this wall just basically warp and then just explode, and out he pops, and he's got like this demonic looking face, and he's screaming shit at him. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's actually pretty awesome. But overall, the movie had a few moments, but otherwise it was crap. Enjoyable crap all the same. It's so bad that it actually does a 180 and becomes actually entertaining as a unintentional comedy. So, would I recommend seeing it? For horror junkies, no. But for those looking for an unintentional comedy, definitely. I would wait for this to come out on Redbox or DVD or Netflix or whatever. I would not recommend anyone paying a ticket price to see this movie. This movie was not worth that. I didn't have buyer's remorse from it because the people I saw it with, they were as amused as I was. Seeing it with a group of people, it's more fun. I know seeing it by yourself, it's more scary and stuff, but I think with a group of people, seeing their reactions, I think it's more fun to be scared with people as opposed to being scared by yourself. Now, will a movie scare you more? Definitely. But, and I think I made this point in Paranormal Activity 4, that a couple of you were like, huh? So I understand why you misunderstood that, but the point is that I think it's more fun with a group of people that you know as opposed to just by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, then I think you're just trying to prove something or whatever, which, props to you. It's whatever. People enjoy different things different ways. And here we are at movie number 2. Plot holes galore. This movie was shit. Absolute shit. I would argue that it was worse than The Devil Inside Me. Ugh. At least The Devil Inside Me tried to scare me. It failed miserably, but at least it tried. This didn't do shit for me. This did not creep me out. It did not scare me. Not a single scene in this fucking movie made me feel the least bit worried for this dumbass guy or his dumbass wife. Both of them were fucking idiots. So basically, this guy and this girl, they go to somewhere. I think it's like the Dominican Republic or something like that. You know, they're on their little cruise, their honeymoon. They're just going out and they're having a good time. All right, whatever. They meet this shady cab driver, and I mean, this fucker is shady. Oh, and actually, before I get to that, they somehow get lost. They don't know where the fuck they're going. Which, oh, you would think you would have picked up like a tour guide, a map, or something, or at least wrote down the address that your hotel is in. Simple common sense shit. And so they go down to this. I mean, this place is like Ghettoville. It's shady. It's like, they might get jumped by somebody. Then this cab driver shows up. He's like, hey, you need a cab? And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, just take us back to the hotel. He goes, oh, you guys are on a trip, on a honeymoon, and blah, 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 newlyweds. And then they're going back and forth. He goes, oh, I know a good place. You guys can have fun. The girl's like, no, let's not do it. Let's not do it. I'm good. We should just go back to the hotel. No, dumbass boyfriend over there's like, oh, hey, no, let's do it. Come on, just one more drink. And, it's the last night of our honeymoon. Come on. And so they go to this place, and this place looks run down. They go down an alley, run down. They go down this, like, shady as hell, like, stairwell, this underground area. And I'm like, how many signs do you have to fly in your face in order for you to say, no, this is bad. We need to turn the F around. So they go shot after shot after shot. Yeah, one more drink, shot after shot. And I guess they both end up passing out, or she ends up passing out. And they performed some ritual, and the CGI for that was just crap. And so it's like, oh, off the bat, you can pretty much predict what's going to happen. I'm like, oh, actually, no, the first scene of the whole movie gives it away. Just gives it away. He's in an interrogation room. They're asking him, why'd you do it? And he says he didn't do it. I'm like, oh, let me guess, he killed his wife. Or his wife killed herself or some shit like that. And lo and behold, that's what fucking happens at the end of the movie. All right, so the whole thing is boring. Basically, these people are spying on him. He's going through the footage, which surprises me because this is halfway down the movie. They've been recording footage for a while now, and he hasn't looked at it once until now. When freaky shit started happening. What, you haven't shown it to your friends, your family? You didn't show them the fun times you had on your honeymoon and just stumble upon that? Oh, And he calls not the police that he's being stalked, but his best friend, who he argues with out on his front deck, goes back inside. And then the stuff's gone. I'm like, oh, well, that's convenient for the bad guys. Wow, usually they do plot conveniences for the good guys, but holy shit, this one works big time in the favor of the demon and his followers. Wow. And I was like, well, wow. And then, so yeah, more weird shit happens. She keeps telling him, I think something's wrong. And, he's trying to ask him, like, oh yeah, it's just normal. It's normal. I'm like, something is clearly fucking wrong. If she's worried, just go to a doctor. Although the doctor they go to, like, just randomly disappears and is replaced by this guy or whatever. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. That is one of the bigger plot holes. And it's pointed out by, I think, Jeremy Jones. I think he tears that movie a fucking new one. So did the Schmoes know. They both just ripped this movie a new one. And it deserved to be ripped a new one. Because it was so bad. So he starts finding out, and there's all these cameras that have been set up inside of his home by these guys, and they show up like when he's gone. I don't know how they unlock the door, but whatever. Then again, any door can be unlocked, but then again, wouldn't he have a home security system installed? Whatever. He's a dumbass. So they have all these cameras set up so they can monitor them, and nobody. It doesn't surprise anybody. Nobody's none the wiser. Now, I want to point out something neither one of these guys pointed out is that people in this movie seemed incapable of understanding how a fucking light switch worked, okay? This little girl is playing hide and seek with, like, her cousin or brother or some shit like that. She goes upstairs, and she's got this camera on with the night vision, and she's looking around in the baby's room. She doesn't think to turn on the fucking lights. No, she's just going to use the night camera vision because, this moment has to be scary. And then she, like, looks around and sees the wife, and she just screams, like, get out! And, it freaks the little girl out, but it's never mentioned. It's never said, Auntie blah, 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 scared the hell out of me, yada, yada, yada. And, and you see the bit there, she actually was carving that circle or that symbol or whatever on the wooden floor. Yet she apparently missed a few apparently she got all the wood chips covered up because she put a rug on top of it. But I guess all the wood chips that were everywhere, somehow she got to all of them. Although to be fair to the movie, I guess because the husband or whatever was putting together this like crib and everything, so okay, maybe he would have assumed it must have come from the crib or whatever. But anyways, get to the end of this movie's just crap. I mean, I'm just going to cover all the points that make it bad. There's nil anything that makes it redeemable. It's just boring. There's no scare moments that are really effective. And you get to the end, and everything's all hell, quote unquote, is breaking loose, and he's trying to save his wife. She ends up cutting her stomach open. The Antichrist or whatever is born, and he's grilling her. He's like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay." I'm like, "Dude, she just cut herself open, and I could tell from your perspective that cut was fucking deep." And so he gets busted by, I guess, the police. Oh yeah, here's where it really just kind of rips. It just destroys itself. He was the one that called 911 to his house because he thinks people are spying on him, and he's being followed by these people. And he found all this stuff. Like he found this footage, or this security system, and all these monitors inside that are looking inside of his house. He finds that, and he's the one that called 911. So the police automatically suspect that he's the one that did it. A, they never found the murder weapon because I'm assuming the guys that come to claim the baby took it. And B, I could be mistaken on this one, but I could have sworn I saw the camera still hanging from his coat or his shirt pocket, unless the guys took that too, because it's kind of implied that they do. And I did point it out when, to my friends. I'm like, well, wait, or my friend that I saw this with. I was like, but he still had the camera, so he still had all the footage. And then as soon as I got back to my apartment, I was thinking about it. I'm like, wait, that may have actually been the button of his shirt. So somebody leave that in the comments if that was actually the camera or if that was just the button. But here's the big plot hole, okay? He mentions a doctor that he had seen there that would replace this lady, and the police were like, yeah, we have no record of this guy ever existing. Well, first off, he made an appointment. Second of all, wouldn't somebody in that hospital have recognized that this guy was there? Or who did these two see? What doctor did those two see? Because they obviously keep a record as to who checks in to see who and for what reason. Wouldn't they have had a documentation of, oh, yeah, they came in, blah, 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 and if those documents went missing, well, his wife was obviously pregnant, they would obviously need to go to the hospital. What the fuck? So yes, this movie was shit, garbage, don't see it. Don't even bother pirating it, don't bother watching on Redbox, Blu-ray, wow, especially Blu-ray, DVD, any of that. Just avoid this movie. It's crap, it's full of plot holes, it's not even fun for how bad it is. It is just downright garbage. And with January movies out of the way, I'm going to talk a little bit about Capcom and what they're trying to do with the Resident Evil series, more or less. Well, first off, I'm going to thank them for also releasing their claims. It's like EA and Capcom have been kind of getting a lot of shit lately, yet they're two of the few companies that that actually release their claims on people's videos. So I want to thank them for that. Although they are tying into my next and last topic, which is geared towards the Japanese companies versus the Western companies. They are in some deep shit right now, and I think I made a statement about this earlier a while back in one of my videos. It may have been a vlog, or it may have been when I was uploading all those copyright movie vlog things or whatever. They need to bring Resident Evil back to its survival horror roots. They need to get a Mega Man game out. They need to not screw up with DMC Devil May Cry like they did. Now, I won't say that the game was bad. The game was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but when they release it to a third party like Ninja Theory, things tend to not go so well for them. The sales for it were not as they had wanted. The sales for Resident Evil 6 were not as they had wanted. Now, Resident Evil 6 has sold well now, but it didn't sell as great as some of the other titles, say Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 5. And 5 was like the weakest in terms of the horror aspect. And they're trying to appeal to an audience that really doesn't give a flying fuck about them or their games. The only people that they're really getting out to are the casual gamers, and there's not enough casual gamers to make a good market. Now, me, I consider myself a casual gamer. I don't get into the whole, I'm not as big of a gamer as some others out there. I buy games that I like. I don't collect games for the sake of collecting games. I play them to have fun, not to get good at them. I guess that's how I would define myself. I play games for fun, not for skill set or whatever. Now, do I want to be good at a game? Oh yeah, sure. That's why I want to be good at games, so that I can do Let's Plays of them, so that I can show you guys how to do things and stuff like that, and actually have a good consistency, and not me repeating and re-rinsing everything I do over and over and over again. Um, but Capcom, you need to really straighten your stuff out. You need to appeal to the audience that you had before, because that audience was, they were loyal. There's some of them are still fucking loyal to you. Some of them are still saying that maybe Resident Evil 6 is going to be the big turnaround where Capcom realizes it's made a big freaking mistake. Stop listening to these stockholders. They don't give a shit about your company. They don't care about making as much money from you as possible before they need to dump you on the side of the road once you're defunct. You think you're the only company they're invested in? No, I'm sure they're invested in other companies too, which is why you are no big loss to them if you go under. Stop listening to them. Listen to your fans, the people that fucking pay money for your fucking products. It's such a simple concept, and it's really not that hard to fuck it up the way you have. Because EA's been doing some stupid shit, but you've just made them look somewhat tolerable. You know, look at what EA did to the Command and Conquer franchise. Not in every aspect, but for the most part, they fucked it up. They pissed off Westwood fans, or what? Yeah, Westwood or the old school Command and Conquer fans. They pissed them off. Square Enix is doing some of the same shit with Final Fantasy, although the next one they have coming out, I guess, looks promising. Although I'm not into the whole futuristic stuff. I'm not saying the games are bad because they're futuristic. I'm saying that I'm just not into it. It's just not my thing. After 9, I kind of just lost interest in Final Fantasy altogether. I tried 13. I had buyer's remorse like crazy. Thankfully, I only paid like $20 for it, but still. I was like, this game's just shit. So that's all I have to say about Capcom. Just get your shit together, guys. You're better than this. You know, somebody needs to fire somebody, or somebody needs to get just booted away from power for a bit. Something needs to fucking change, because your company's just doing shitty right now. And last but not least, I need to talk about not just Nintendo, but just about every Japanese company. All right, on YouTube, and this relates to the copyright thing also. Take a look at Nintendo, Konami. Excuse me, Nintendo, Konami, Square Enix. What are some other ones? All right, Japanese companies. Just to summarize them all, if you get the point. None of them are really going that far to release the claims on videos. The ones that really shouldn't be filed against them because it's within fair use. Yet you look at companies like EA, Ubisoft, Blizzard, and stuff like Activision even. They're releasing their claims because they understand what YouTube Let's Plays are, what gameplay videos on YouTube are. They get it. They know it's free advertisement. It gets publicity of their game. It gets people talking about their game. Yet these Japanese companies don't seem to fucking get it. I don't know what the hell their deal is. I don't get what their problem is. It's not like this is costing them a lot of money. And it's not like this is encouraging piracy at all. It's a transformative work. It's never the same thing by the same person. And even if the same person does it, it's going to be presented differently. The only consistency is the cutscenes, and that's mainly the reason that these videos are getting tagged in the first place is the cutscenes and the music. Oh, and trailers. I don't know why they would tag trailers. I really fucking don't. And that goes for everybody. Why would you tag a trailer? Even movie companies should be doing that. That's a free advertisement up there. You didn't pay a dime to get that video up there, but it's going to people. It's saying, oh, hey, this movie exists. I should probably check it out. Are you people fucking brain dead? What the hell is going on? Why can't you just understand it? Now, the monetization, I can argue, because fair use doesn't cover profiting. It doesn't. It states it that it's for nonprofit use, educational nonprofit stuff like that, or it's a commentative nature, which means it's a review. Which a let's play is a review. It's just a really fucking long review. A trailer. You can review a trailer if you insert commentary. And you know when Your Movie Sucks got taken down, when Watch Mojo got taken down. Actually, Your Movie Sucks is kind of a weird one. He doesn't even know why the fuck his channel was taken down. YouTube doesn't even know why the fuck his channel got taken down, but they said it was like a hiccup in their system. I call bullshit, but whatever. But with WatchMojo.com, it was false claims. And that's another thing. I'm going off topic, but that's something YouTube needs to they need to figure their shit out. Actually, I think I'm going to talk a little about YouTube on top of Nintendo, but these Japanese companies need to get it in their heads that this is free advertisement. This is people showing how good or bad their games are. Now, I know that, bad press, nobody wants bad press, but when you're called out on your bullshit and you fix it, people appreciate you for it. That it really helps you in the long run to get negative criticism, as long as that criticism is valid. Take DMC Devil May Cry's negative criticism. I think most of that's just fucking stupid. That's just pissed off retard fanboys going all batshit because Dante got a makeover. I'm not a big fan of the makeover either. I don't like the way Virgil was handled. I don't like how they changed Dante either. But the game itself is fucking solid. It was a great game. I had fun with it. So stop bitching about the small things. Okay, it's not like the old Dante is completely gone. Just treat it as like an alternate universe or something, like how Resident Evil fans have with the movies and those somewhat abysmal books that came out. I don't know if any of you have read them, but they were poorly written. The first one was good. Caliban Cove that was the worst one. Basically, the adaptations of the game ones were good, but the ones in between, the ones that what's her name, S.D. Perry wrote of her own sort of story, those were just crap, absolute garbage. But going back to, I guess, closing up this video on YouTube before I go into the 30-minute mark, and I'm going to make this as quick as possible. But YouTube, you keep having these video errors, you keep having just all these simple system flaws that are popping up. Your false flagging system is garbage. Your copyright ID system, garbage. You're a multi-billionaire company. You should be able to do better than this. Just, I know my words are falling on deaf ears, but I feel better just saying it. Because maybe some of you will understand, like, just how stupid YouTube has become, or not YouTube, but how stupid Google has become. And which going back to when I was talking about EA doing something right, Google doing something bad, this puts Google as a very strong contender for the worst company of 2014. Fix your shit, guys. YouTube, Nintendo, Konami, all you guys, stop fucking over your customers. Stop fucking over the consumers. They're the ones that make you this big in the first place. Not Western companies, but Western gaming companies seem to fucking get it. But, like I said, it's probably falling on deaf ears because you guys really just don't give a shit because your pockets are so fucking deep. No amount of bitching and moaning could ever take away your money because, at this point, it's like, whatever. Just roll with it. There's really nothing we can fucking do because Google's not listening. They don't care. So, that being said, let me know what you guys think about any of the topics I just covered. Let me know if you guys have anything you want to tack on to what I said, if you want to counteract it, or not counteract it, but counter my points. I know some of you can counter the Devil May Cry ones, go right ahead, or if you want to counter, what I said about EA or Paranormal Activity. Like, if you enjoyed Paranormal Activity, hey, more props to you. If you enjoy the Devil's Due, although I don't think anybody's enjoyed that so far, just leave a comment below, and I'm going to upload this in between some other gameplay videos I'm going to be uploading tonight. As far as the Let's Plays go, I'm going to keep on with Skyrim, keep on with Warhammer. I got a second campaign I'm uploading, and then I'm going to upload the Space Marines for the first game. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and cover this now. I tried Winter Assault. I didn't like the campaign. I don't know why, but I didn't like it. I tried Evil, wasn't feeling it. I tried Good, wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. I just wasn't getting into it. Soulstorm, I tried it a little bit. If any of you have watched Necro, I understand why he hated it. I understand why he did not like it. And it's because the victory conditions for various missions are different. Like some, it's hold these 3 points for X minutes. Stuff like that. Now, you can argue that, well, it keeps it creative. That way it's not just destroy everything, every mission, like how Vandal Hearts 2 did. So I'm going to give it a fair shot and see if it actually plays out well or, if it's just complete and utter crap. What else? I'm recording Silent Hill 2, finishing up Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth. That game's frustrating me right now. But I'm working on Silent Hill 2. I've got Resident Evil Revelations I'm recording. I'm going to start on Resident Evil 4 here soon, and since I got a PS2 emulator up and running finally, that took forever and a day, but mostly because I'm kind of stupid when it comes to emulators and setting them up. But hey, I do get them working. Not in the most expedient process, but I get them working nonetheless. I'm going to start doing Code Veronica X, and I got save states working. I'm going to not abuse them. I need to I need to stop saying every time. But with the save states, I'm going to try not to abuse them to the point, like so far in Silent Hill 2, I haven't had any need to really abuse them. I mean, there's been like one instance where I'm like, oh, that was uncalled for. That was stupid. I'm going to reboot back. That's the one gripe I have about my own Let's Play of Silent Hill is that I pretty much do abuse it more than I should have, and I kind of apologize. I need to apologize for that. But I still stand by my point that game is just too fucking easy. Scary? Yes. Good horror atmosphere? Yes. Too easy, though? Yes. Even on hard. too fucking easy. And that's why I was gonna redo it on hard, but it played out just about the same as it did on normal. So I was halfway through the game, and I just said, I don't feel any more challenged than I was on normal. In fact, normal felt a little bit more convenient because it's roughly the same difficulty, but I'm not as scared. Oh, okay, I guess that kind of defeated my argument there, but at the same time, I just didn't feel like it. The way the gameplay was going, I was like, it's going about the same. I did cut back on the save state use on that one, but I was just like, the one I did was fine. I still had my struggling moments, and I didn't abuse it when I was fighting bosses, so there's that. Or actually, I may have. I'm trying to remember if I did use it at all on bosses or not. I know I didn't use it on the last one. I refused to use it on the last one. Don't remember if I used it on any of the other ones, but anyways, at this point I'm rambling, so I'm going to end the video. Wish you all a good night, and stay tuned for more Let's Play videos.